Hi everyone, how are you? I am on today, completely no guest, just me. I didn't announce the stream, um, but what I wanted to do is there was a lot of things I spotted. Sorry, there's tech stuff going on here. I am on my own. I have nobody in the background, and it's saying edit or remove. So I'm just going to remove that particular one. And there we go. Hopefully we are back. Yeah, so we're all going through an awful lot of change and disruptive times at the moment. And I kind of thought I'd just come on and give a few tips and a few little pointers and actually leave you with a few questions just to ask yourself, to look at yourself as to how things are going. Because since March, everybody has kind of really tried to busy themselves, to keep themselves active, to do more and to do more. And so you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And what you're not doing in that process of always having something to do is actually giving yourself time just to sit back and acknowledge what it is you're feeling and take on board fully the impact that it's having on you. Now, I know maybe I've explained it wrong, but we keep going and doing so as to say, okay, I can kind of fix what's going on here now at the moment, and we will get through this, and we know we will get through this, and we will follow the guidelines, and we will do all that, and we will keep ourselves safe. But in that process, what happens is we create all these other distractions that are keeping us busy and keeping us active. And as a result, what we're not doing is mentally giving ourselves the space to just sit back and acknowledge the emotions and the feelings that we are having. And I have seen quite a lot online of what groups I'm in and other professionals that I would work with and conversations that I've had, and they're saying, and it has happened to me too, that I'm just feeling burnt out. I'm waking up exhausted. I don't know what's wrong. What's going on. And it is actually that overwhelm that comes with what it is that we are going through at the moment. So to my viewers out there, hi, how are you? No guest today, it's just me. And in that rush, we're creating more adrenaline, and then we're increasing our anxiety levels, and then all of a sudden something happens and we snap, and we kind of, oh, what's going on? Why have I snapped? What's happened? We haven't taken time mentally or physically, because it can have such a big physical impact on us as well, to just sit back and acknowledge, do you know what? I feel crap, which is a word that I tend to use. I'm just not feeling great. What is it that's going on? Why is this impacting me so much? And talk to yourself in a way about the emotions that you're feeling and things that are going through. So what I decided today was, in doing that, is to actually see if you can look at yourself, see what's going on, and take a step back. Like, what is it that has you running at that pace, that you feel you have to keep working at that pace, at that high energy, which can create a high anxiety level as well? So what is it that causes you to work at that pace? What's the thinking behind that? Who said you have to work at that pace all the time, constantly? What's wrong with saying at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever way your work day is, no, do you know what? I'm going to stop now. Maybe sit in silence. I don't read a book, do whatever it is to switch off, to just be yourself and focus on yourself. And what's your body telling you? Because I know for the past few weeks, for myself, it kind of hit me as well there, probably about the beginning of September. But I had the experience of over 20 years ago of actually hitting full burnout and not being able to do anything. And I promised myself I would never, ever get back to that point again. So for me, there would have been some warning signs or whatever, and I would have gone, right, that's it. No, I'm not doing anything. And I didn't. I walked, I slept. I swam, I slept. I read, I slept. Now, sleep came into it an awful lot because your body is actually telling you, stop, take a break, you know. Like, it does tell us in different ways, but the thing is, are you listening to it? So what is your body actually telling you? Actually, have you ever just sat, closed your eyes, and mentally gone through each part of your body, pictured it and say, well, what is it actually telling me? And that brings in that mindfulness thing where you can, I don't mean mindfulness thing, it actually brings in a sense of mindfulness, being aware of yourself physically and what your body is telling you. And if your body is telling you to stop, it's giving you a signal because something is not right. It can get worse. And then you will end up, well, why didn't I listen to myself a few months ago when my body was saying, when my feet were that tired and I couldn't stand on my feet again, why didn't I listen to myself? So don't get to that point where you're saying, I should have listened to myself then. Just sit and take it in and acknowledge what it is that you are going through. So what is it that causes you to work at this pace? Are you listening to your body when it's telling you to stop, slow down, and think? And the other thing I would ask is, if somebody said to you, okay, you have total freedom, no obstacles in your way, nothing, to completely rearrange the next 24 hours and get rid of that stress inside you, what is the first thing that you'd focus on? What's the first thing that you would do in the next 24-hour period to actually remove some of that stress? What would be the first step you would take? Now, we can't do anything about the virus and what it's doing outside and all that. We can't. But within your own four walls, what is the first thing? Whether that four walls is your office, whether it's your home, and whether you're heading out to work, you're working from home, whatever it is, what's the first thing you would do? Just to start relieving that anxiety and relieving that stress. What would you remove out of what's going on at the moment? And then what's the first step now that you could take to actually remove it? And really, I mean, I spoke before here, I gave a presentation to you guys on reframing your thinking. And that's where this comes back to. Take another look at how you are thinking about things. You know, see if you can turn it around. If you are, as the example I gave at that time was like, if you had the flu and the doctor said, that's it, you know, you're out, you're in bed for the next few weeks. Would you say, well, yeah, well, then my body is telling me I need to stop? Or would you be thinking, but I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do that? So balance your thoughts. So hopefully those of you who are online here and who have watched me waffle away, I suppose, and to myself maybe, just think about acknowledging what it is that you're going through and be kind to yourself. Because if you're kind to your mind, well, then your mind will look after you then as we are going through everything that we're going through. It is tough. It is hard. And to all those parents out there who have their teen that has just started college, we're thinking, well, I hope they're staying safe and I hope they're doing this and I hope they're doing that. And, we still have to be kind to ourselves and we still have to allow ourselves to acknowledge those worries, acknowledge those fears and sit with it so that it doesn't come back to bite us down the road. Sumta, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for your comment. And please God, I'll see you all next week. And thank you for hopping on and listening to me. Cheerio, guys.